Have you ever felt like the entire world is just against you? Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a really tough truth. It's something heavy, but you know what? It's a universal part of the human experience. We're talking about going from rejection to resilience.
So, the real pain of rejection. Let's just get right into it and acknowledge something that makes us all deeply uncomfortable. I want to ask you directly, when you decide you want to achieve something massive, who's the first person to stop you? Is it society? Is it your friends? Or is it your own circumstances?
Rejected. Failure.
Not enough. Man, it's crazy how quickly these heavy labels can make us feel like we're just stuck, right? Like we aren't learning, we aren't growing, and we've already lost. But here's where the science gets fascinating. Psychology shows us that rejection isn't just in your head. Well, it is, but our brains process it almost exactly like physical pain. That's literally why it hurts so much. But wait, that exact same pain is also the absolutely necessary catalyst that pushes us to reflect, recalibrate, and grow. Now, let's look at Thomas Edison and his 10,000 failed attempts. We're talking about a historical giant who, as a kid, was actually called too stupid to learn by his own teachers. Just imagine the sheer volume of trial and error this took. Before the light bulb, there were thousands of empty, failed experiments. It was literally a blank canvas. People laughed at him. They told him he was completely wasting his time. But do you know how he responded to those critics? He said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." How incredible is that?
10,000. Now, okay, while this massive number is more illustrative of his team's immense trial and error process rather than an exact mathematical tally, the principle here is absolutely monumental. The crucial point here is that Edison completely reframed the idea of failure. He took what everyone else saw as a final defeat and he turned it into valuable data points. Defeat versus data. It's a total game changer. Let's fast forward to the modern era with Elon Musk's expulsion from PayPal. We're going to see how this same concept plays out with someone who faced a brutal dismissal from the very company he built. Take a look at this timeline. In March 2000, X.com and Confinity merge. Then, in September 2000, literally while he was on his honeymoon, Musk gets ousted. There were concerns over his push to shift the company's infrastructure to Microsoft, which led to a sudden leadership change. And by June 2001, they rebranded as PayPal.
Musk called it a palace coup. And yeah, he was incredibly angry initially. But you know what? He later admitted that if he hadn't been ousted, he'd probably still be slaving away there instead of changing the world with his future ventures like SpaceX and Tesla.
So, how do you make rejection your fuel? What's really interesting about this next part is that we're going to look at the exact psychological framework you can use to turn your own rejections into pure motivation.
Look at this pathway from breakdown to breakthrough. The line between failure and success isn't some massive gap. It's simply determination. Modern psychology lays out these 5 essential steps for us. First, reframe the narrative. Second, practice self-compassion. Treat yourself like a trusted friend because that is the absolute foundation of true resilience. Third, focus on your strengths. Fourth, set goals for growth. And finally, embrace the breakdown. Lean into it. Why does this matter to you and me? Because embracing rejection pushes us to innovate. It deepens our purpose and builds unshakable resilience. It nudges us right out of our comfort zones. Always remember, an airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. Which brings us to your next big step. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to focus directly on whatever massive dream you're chasing right now. Breakdowns pave the way for breakthroughs. If you feel like throwing in the towel right now, stop. Just pause. You have to use the experience of your past mistakes to fuel your ultimate comeback. So, I'll leave you with this. What will your 1,000th attempt look like? Keep pushing, conquer your next challenge, and commit to never giving up.
Thanks for exploring this with us.